Hello, welcome back, my dear friends. Today I'm going to say a few words about what is the difference between motivation and between the discipline, and who you think is the better or the stronger factor in order to achieve your goal. So, my dear friends, as you know that the difference is quite clear between the two. Discipline is something that makes us do the things that need to be done that needs to be done. Sometimes what happens that we are not in a mood of really doing that particular thing, and but still we are doing that thing. That is what is discipline. Okay, that makes us indulge in situations when actually we don't feel like indulging into it. So that is discipline. And motivation, of course, is something that when you find yourself far more enthusiastic, or that spurs you into action, or that really instills some kind of enthusiasm into it, and where you start doing that thing, perhaps you are going to speed up your actions. So that is motivation. So both are important uh, at their own spaces, but of course discipline is a far more stronger factor when it comes to achieving our goals. My dear friends, discipline has to be a force in one's life, because that is where we are going to be far more dependable upon discipline, but not on motivation, because motivation is a fleeting experience. Basically, it comes and it goes. It doesn't really remain with us for all the time we are into action. So it is the discipline that makes us be in the action for long period of time and achieve our goal. So we are always going to be banking on the discipline rather than motivation. So motivation can lead you to get into action, but to sustain that action you have to be a disciplined person. And discipline we all have to develop in our life, and we need to inculcate the habit of discipline. And that's where we are going to be a strong player that is going to sustain all the difficulties along the path of one's aspiration, and one is going to go till the end. If we depend upon motivation that we are not feeling motivated, then perhaps we are not the right candidate to achieve our goals, because that's making us ineligible to achieve our goal, because we are becoming too much dependent upon motivation, while it should not be. Motivation is something that we seek at times when we think that our pace of progress or growth is not that promising, or we are perhaps not happy with our growth or our progress. Then we seek motivation, some kind of motivation, and that motivation helps us in our speed, and that makes our action a little bit intensify, and we are going to achieve our goal sooner than later. So that is how the motivation is going to help us. But when it comes to really sustaining the difficulties in our life, and dealing with the challenges in our life, it is the discipline that is going to really help us alone. And if we make ourselves a disciplined person, that means we are exercising great control over our mind. We are having that kind of willpower and determination. So these are all interconnected, and discipline definitely is going to really make us the person who would one day achieve one's goal, because motivation will definitely come and go, but what sustains is our being disciplined in our life. You must have really come across or you must have heard of a lot of successful people, and if you look at or you go through their biography, then you will find that how disciplined those persons were. They were waking up early in the morning, and they were having a very well defined schedule about the day, what they have to really do on that particular day, and that's how they are going to make themselves to be so disciplined that what needs to be done, they are doing that. They are not dependent upon their mood, and they are not really getting distracted by all kind of disturbances around, or they are not letting their mood swings overpower themselves. So they are exercising kind of control over their mind, and that factor is, intellect. We have to use our intellect to control our mind. Otherwise, mind has a tendency to tilt towards our sense organs, and these sense organs always seek the instant pleasure. They are in habit of seeking instant pleasure, and that's where the discipline really comes into play. So if we are disciplined person, we will always think about whatever we are pursuing in long term. So we are not going after the instant pleasures that every now and then our minds really change. So we have to understand one thing, that discipline is definitely going to be a very strong factor. It is basically a bridge between your goal and accomplishment. Okay, so you have to make this clear to your mind, that when you are a disciplined person, then only the motivation is also going to work. When you are not a disciplined person, perhaps the motivation whatever you get from anywhere, that's not going to really work. It is going to be very transient, a flash in the pan, you can say. So if you are a disciplined person, that motivation is going to go a long way. Perhaps it will keep, you know uh, keep you moving towards your goal at a speed, and that's how we remain motivated for a longer period of time. So my dear friends, I hope that this is how I understand the difference between discipline and motivation. And we need to understand that both has have got values, but discipline is still really ranks higher when it comes to achieving our goals in our life, and to be living our life the better way. I mean, what, you cannot be a getting any success in your life when you are not a disciplined person, because then you would become slave to your own mood swings, your own mind. So try to be master of your mind rather than slave of your mind, my dear friends, because motivation is something that we can always seek whenever we feel dull, whenever we feel that something is not working. But still we are disciplined person, we are going about our work, we are being in action, but we think that the speed, the way we should be really moving, that's not happening at some time. So definitely we are going to seek motivation, and there the motivation is going to really help us improve our speed and make us feel far more enthusiastic doing that thing, because it shows us the greater picture that is there. We have to achieve our goal, and it is going to really fill in us the kind of enthusiasm, motivation is going to fill in us the kind of motivation. It is going to show us the bigger picture of what we are pursuing. I hope this is clear to all of you, and thank you very much.